Hello, you weapons-grade degenerate old schoolers, and welcome back to another episode of The Orb. Tonight, we are watching more Xpoints 37. Tim is doing wild things with magic cards. And here's a look at his deck. On the left hand of the screen, he is running the standard 22 lands. That's pretty standard. He has another 7 mana sources below that, including 4 Felwar Stones, 2 Mana Vaults, 3 points into his Soul Ring. And let's knock out his points here real quick. 3 into the Soul Ring, 3 into Mishra's Factories because they're such a pain in the ass, unless you're playing Armageddon. 3 into a Demonic Tutor to look up whatever the fuck he needs to get him out of a jam or win the game. And just 1 into the Abyss, because the Abyss eats creatures other than artifact creatures. On the right half of this deck, I would call it robots, but it's not. He's got 4 robots, 3 Trikes, 1 Triskelion, and 1 copy artifact. That checks the box as robots, along with some animate deads. I mean, that's all robot-esque. But then the rest of it's not really robots. I mean, he has like red robots with lightning bolts and a fireball, and then he's got Sinbads because fucking Sinbads are awesome. He's got Soul Canars because, holy shit, 5 for a 5/5 Swamp Moth life gainer is a nightmare. And Jalem Tome, and Disc, and Transmute Artifact, and Skull of Arm, and that card makes me excited. Not in my mind excited, but downstairs excited. Skull of Arm can bring back enchantments. It's 3 to cast, 5 to activate, and you suck an enchantment back from the graveyard. I mean, he can suck back animate deads and copy artifacts in the Abyss, and that's it. But those enchantments are fantastic. He has so much mana ramp that he's cool with playing power sinks. He's got a Mirror Universe, which is always a popular card. Transmute Artifact, which, again, always a popular card. And that's his main deck. I haven't built anything like it. And to be honest, I haven't seen anything like it. Let's run down the sideboard real quick. Control Magic. Okay, very popular. Good card. Counterspell. I hear that's also popular. Terror. Red Elemental Blast, Blue Elemental Blast. Fountain of Youth. A big proponent of Fountain of Youth. 3 Shatter. That makes sense. I'm going to skip the gold card, and then Underworld Dreams in case this game takes too long. And that gold card is a 7/7 flying Elder Dragon Legend, Nicol Bolas. And I asked myself, why would Tim need a Nicol Bolas? And my only conclusion was, if I'm playing against fucking Moat, how do I win big? And you win big with Nicol Bolas. So I'm excited to see this deck run. I'm playing against him. It's been so long, I don't remember. I'm going to show you my deck here in a minute. But I already think Tim's deck is infinitely better. Let's take a look at my deck for the month. And here's another look at my Xpoint deck for the month. It's red, it's white. Overall, it's kind of pink. It's relatively small, and it's angry. It's pink Weenie. I run with 4 Savannah Lions, 4 Atog, 3 Sarah Angel in case we make it to turn 5. I say that sarcastically. I'd love for my deck to take every game down that quick. I am built up with bolts and chain lightnings. Monks of Mishras, Black Vice, Copper Tablet, and all my points are spent right in the middle of this mess. I have 4 Moxen and 1 Wheel of Fortune. I also have a couple Fireballs and 1 City in a Bottle Made board. Sideboards to get me through and slow my opponent down and still deal that 20 damage as quick as possible. 3 Red Elemental Blast, 3 Blood Moon, 2 Earthquakes just in case my opponent's deck's lower to the ground than me, 2 Tormont's Crypts for those scary shit decks that bring shit back from the dead, 2 Swords to Plowshares, and 3 Disenchants to clean up any artifact and enchantment spells. So, I've gone on long enough about my deck. I did not mention the Winter Orbs in there. That's just to slow down my opponent. But let's move on to game number 1. Now here we go with game number 1. Sometimes it's hard to find the record button. I fired off a Chain Lightning. Turn 2, I hit a City in a Bottle. My opponent plays a Volcanic and an Underground Sea. So, record's going now. Tim's at 17. I'm still rocking a full 20. I throw down my white Mana Source. And I also deny Tim all the cards from Arabian Nights. Tim drops out of Badlands, pays 3 for a paperback. The Jalem Tome. I say, Tim, that's nice, but take another 3 to the face. Lightning Bolt out on my end. Fire down a Plateau. And pass with 3. So, I'm obviously not pulling any of my low-hanging threats. You know, ideally, white Weenie, pink Weenie in this case, wants to have out a Savannah Lions. Or an Atog. We have 4 mana sources. I want continual damage. And Tim's reading his book, and here we go. Another 3 to the face. Fuck you, Tim. Just joking, Tim. I love playing with you. Tim's a good dude. But I do have him down to 11, so his game is about half over. And, oh, he discards a Trike followed by an immediate Animate Dead. What a fucking pain in the ass. Tim now has a 3/4 artifact creature that's been enchanted by Animate Dead. I pull out a Strip Mine and pass. So I'm real good at playing deal 3 damage, or hey, check out my new Mana Source. But Tim's Trike is swinging in. So he deals me 3. I'm down to 17. And at this point, him having that paperback online is kind of dangerous. I mean, turn 5 to 7... If you don't have a way to a draw engine in your deck for Xpoints, you want the game to be over with. And here we go. Tim's reading away. He's sitting in a cafe on Sunday and just reading away. Jalem Tome does make him pitch a card. It is more mana efficient, right? He only spent 2 and tapped. He throws a City of Brass, which he doesn't need, to the bin. And Trike is fighting me like a bully in the boys' room in middle school. I mean, just trying to be in there and be cool, and some dude's in there pushing you around. And Trike's got me down to 14. I throw down my 6th Mana Source. Actually, make that 7th Mana Source. And that is way too many for my deck. My deck's good with, 5 mana for Sarah Angel, but really 2 or 3 mana. And here we go. Tim's reading again. Throws out a Sinbad. Trike's coming again. I'm down to 11. The ball game is evened up. We're about halfway through, and it's 11-11. The bad news for me is at any point in time that Trike can deal another 3 damage. So I'm just a couple turns away from being toast. Or if I was in France, French toast. Okay, here's an answer. Chaos Orb. Gotta love a good Chaos Orb. I have 1 card in hand. Activation. Yes. Tim just shoots me for 1 pre-flip. So I go down to 10. He's on 11. Ooh, clean rotation. Lithuania gives it a 4.3. Send that Trike out of here. It's a hit. Chaos Orb doing its work again. So, I mean, I got the immediate danger out of the way. Triskelion. The other danger is that paperback, that Jalem Tome. I mean, Tim's starting his own Sun Mart. He's digging so deep and reading so much. And look at this. He's tapping 5, and fucking Solkanar the Swamp King is out. 5/5. He gains life. He has Swamp Walk, which doesn't really matter for me. The other kind of pain in the ass is Tim's got a Mishra's Factory, so even if I do come up with a great answer, and take a step back, I just tap 5. Sarah Angel is out. God love her. She blocks, she flies, she attacks every turn. But against Solkanar, she's not as hot as she once was. You know, normally Sarah's like a 9. And when Solkanar's on the board and you're behind, she's kind of like a 4. Yeah, here we go. Tim in for 5. Solkanar is just beating the daylights out of me. I'm down to 5 life. Oh man, look at this. Solkanar has done its work. Tim is playing the Abyss, which is probably a good idea. I don't have shit for artifact creatures other than Mishra's Factories. He's going to lose his Solkanar, but you know what? His Mishra's Factory is just a couple turns away from pulling this thing off. Plus, he still has that paperback out. He's getting rid of the shit he doesn't need in his hand, and he's keeping the good shit. And Tim's pitching a Felwar Stone to that paperback for his card draw. So his Abyss eats up his Solkanar. But that being said, Solkanar took away 25% of my life, and actually Tim gained a life when he played the Abyss. I do have an answer for his factory. It's a strip mine. It was already in play. Ooh, and Tim has a big answer for me. It's Triskelion. I need an answer right now. Here we go. I answered Trike with a Fireball for 4. He shoots me for 3. I'm down to 2 life, and I play out a Black Vice. We're so late in the game. And, I mean, if he had a normal book, he'd probably have a full hand. But that Jalem Tome, he's still discarding cards. Tim's just got an average-sized hand. And here we go. Transmute Artifact. What a winner at this point. I love this card. I've said it before. He's dropping his disc. I'm picking my shit up because he just has to find, there we go, Triskelion. And Transmute Artifact in for the win. I mean, I know Trike got it. Trike did the last 3 damage of 2. But it was that Transmute that he had in his hand that dug up the Trike. I love it. Well played, Tim. You're up 1-0. Off to game number 2 we go. Tim took that 1-0 just playing the bigger, better cards. That looking through his library with that paperback. So I'm on the play. Tim mulligans. I fire a Plateau and a Chain Lightning. Much like last game. Tim's down to 17 and I pass. Tim drops an Underground Sea and passes back to me. I fire a Mountain and a Copper Tablet. I absolutely love Copper Tablet. Deals damage. It doesn't give a shit what you look like, how tall you are. It just deals damage to everyone around. And Tim comes up with the immediate answer, the best answer in my book, in old school, the Copper Tablet. That's Fountain of Youth. 0, and he spends some of that unused mana for the turn, and immediately wipes away the Copper Tablet damage. But applied pressure from me, 3 more from another Chain Lightning. Tapping 2 more, I fire down a Chaos Orb. So Orb is in. Tim's out there just dipping his bare toes into the Fountain of Youth. He gains a life. And my deck is fast and aggressive and does not want you to gain any life. And look at this. Fires off another land, taps, and now he has a Mana Vault in play. Next turn you'll have access to at least 6 mana. Ooh, my turn. Tap 3. Blood Moon. Blood Moon can be effective, but Tim's got 2 islands in play. So Blood Moon's been demoted to less than effective. And I just remember this now, looking back on Tim's deck, he only has he only has 2 islands and a swamp, I believe, in his main board. But he has 2 islands in play, so perfect, that's all that matters. Tim's deck is firing on all cylinders. He has a factory which has now been degraded to just mountain status. Pass back to me, and it looks like we're going to get an orb activation. Tim responds, and yeah, he's knee deep in that fountain. Gets another life. So the orb will be flipped. Oh, here we go. Time to have rotation. Croatia gives it a 4.8. It's a clean hit. And folks, I've just done something I've never done before. I've used a Chaos Orb to destroy a Fountain of Youth. I feel like that should be checked off in the Book of Accomplishments somewhere, at least a rubber stamp. I also fire on an ATOG. So my threats are starting to add up. Let's see what Tim responds back with. He's got a strip mine that's been upgraded to mountain status. Oh no, look at this. Tim's tapping 4 and he's taking possession of my ATOG. Which is not good news. He's got a mana vault to let the ATOG eat with. Copper Tablet's still doing work. I'm on 16. He's down to 14. And unfortunately for me, Tim's been promoted to the aggressor. Okay, I tap 3 for another Blood Moon, just securing my place, making sure all non-basic lands stay as mountains. But that does not feel great. ATOG in for 1, I'm down to 15. And here we go, Tim's tapping his vault. And a bunch of fucking mountains. And Trike. Trike is back again. This is looking bleak. To 14 I go. Copper Tablet is now actively punishing me. I played Chain. Mostly because Tim only has 1 open red source. And Fireball for 1. Oh no, this is fucking brutal. Blue Elemental Blast. Tim says shut the fuck up with your dumb Fireball. Trike will live. And I don't know. I'm ahead on life count, but that kind of felt like the game. I have 1 card left. It's not balanced. Tim's tapping 4. Untapping his mana vault. And creatures are getting turned sideways. I go from 14 to 9. And draw a card. City in a Bottle. I'm on 8, my upkeep for my own Copper Tablet. I have no outlet to get rid of it. I passed to Tim. This feels not good at all. He's sending my ATOG, in to kill me. Trike comes in for another 4. He shoots me for 3. Taps the table. And that's it. Party is over for me. Tim is just raping and pillaging. And I had a Sarah Angel in hand, but that does not matter. So, congratulations to Tim. He takes me down 2-0. I believe later he told me his deck went 8-0 for the month. Followed up by the same deck going something like 3-5 the next month. So, you can't win them all, but Tim was on a roll. So, as always, thanks for watching the Orb. Have a good night.